Bada bing, bada boom. What up? What's up, y'all? Hope all is well. Um, I wanted to, me and Danny, is here too. Just wait and see where she at. But yeah, hope all is well. And yeah, I want to talk about the recap of the Congressional Coon Conference. Uh, and, just talk about the hypocrisy of it all and how we're doomed if y'all continue to go the Democratic route, because the Democratic route, they have no plan over there. They they have no plan. They took the Democratic Party is one big frat party, frat and sorority party, and all they do is initiate their own people that don't know and don't have any idea what they're doing, and they have fumbled Black America so bad. All right, I see my Danny. All right, Danny. What
What
up?
up? What up? What up?
I was
What
talking
up?
about how how the Congressional Coon Caucus has turned into one big frat and sorority party.
Yes, it's
And
terrible.
yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. So I want to um, let you guys. I want to read up on the Congressional Black Caucus. Um, so it's supposed to be bipartisan, but you already know that clearly isn't the case. Um, it says we are risk takers, change makers, and creative thinkers, and we are here to make a difference. So they said meet the dedicated leaders of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, who is Nicole Austin Hillary, Paul E. Dumars.
Mm-hmm.
He, uh, he's the chief financial officer, chief operating officer. Then you have Donna Fisher Lewis, who is the senior vice president, resource development and leadership institute. You have Renata Allen, that is the vice president of the strategic events. You have
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Jonathan Cox, the vice president of center policy analyst and research. You have Yolanda Rain, who is vice president in marketing and communications. Um, then you have the Center of Policy Analysis and Research, Analysis and Research. The Center for Policy Analysis and Research, CPAR, strives to improve socioeconomic circumstances of Black Americans by generating analysis and policy recommendations, advancing equity, equality in policy areas such as criminal justice, education access, economic development, public health, voting rights, and black representation in the ever growing technology sector. And then you have the National Racial Equity Initiative for Social Justice. The National Racial Equity Initiative, NREI, strategically combats systematic injustice and advances racial equity, human rights, education, and community economic development opportunities for the black community. But if you are anything but a Democrat, you can't. It's no equity uh, and no human rights or any of those things. And who's head of that is Dr. Ashley Stone and Jenny Patterson. Then you have finance and operations. The CBCF Office of Finance and Operations oversees the activities of the organization. This team provides centralized management of the organization's day to day financial and budgetary activities. And that's Paul E. Dumars Jr., Nadia Monroe, Brenda Tucker, Candace Wilmore. Then they have the Leadership Institute. The Leadership Institute of at CBCF prepares the next generation to take its place in the fields of community service and policy development by striving for the organizational goal to increase the pool of black leaders in public service, careers, and public policy positions by providing fellowships, internships, and scholarships. That's Donna Fish Lewis, Ryan E. Tucker, Jasmine Gillespie, Aisha Gay Cowell, Aaron Merlos, Joshua Redu, and David L. Simpson. Then you have the marketing and communications, um, and then the resource and development and all that good stuff. So we end up going to the Made moment. This was the annual legislative conference. So they've been doing this for, I think, 54 years. So the 54th annual legislative conference was September 24th through 28th, and it was in Washington, D.C. The annual legislative conference is the leading public policy convening focused on issues impacting African Americans in the global black community. The ALC is a unique platform where thought leaders, legislators, influencers, and concerned citizens converge to discuss and address critical issues, forge partnerships, and promote the political, economic, and social advancement of black communities. And they had engaging panels and workshops, participate in thought provoking discussions and workshops led by industry experts and policymakers on key issues such as healthcare, education, economic empowerment, and social justice. You have the networking opportunities, connect with influential leaders, activists, and professionals who are shaping the future of policy and advocacy for black communities. And then you have your exhibits and vendors, explore a diverse array of exhibits showcasing innovative products, services, and initiatives designed to empower and uplift the black community. I just want to say this says why attend. Influence policy. Engage directly with lawmakers and thought leaders to influence policy decisions that affect your community. Expand your network. Huh?
Oh, now finish.
Expand your network. Build valuable relationships with peers, mentors, and leaders from various sectors. Gain insights. Acquire knowledge and strategies to effectively advocate for and implement change within your community. And celebrate culture. Experience the vibrancy of black culture through music, art, and storytelling.
First of all, that's a lie. It was nothing, no type of policies being talked about. All they talked about was stopping Trump. Then you as a regular person, you can't even talk to them people because they're Hollywood. So the regular citizens that were there, they had their little bodyguards with them. They were on the panel, and then once they stopped, they got off. You couldn't be around them just asking them questions and networking and pushing, advocating for policies that you want. that wasn't that type of event. They're lying. They don't allow the regular citizens to go and say, hey, they didn't have no questions and answers where you can stand up and ask questions, or, you as they work for us as the American citizens. They didn't have anything where you could ask questions and say, okay, well, why is this? We need these type of policies. None of that. They told you what it was. They told you Trump bad. They advocated for illegal aliens, and they told you it was a bunch of racist and white supremacy that's keeping. They didn't even say, they just said white supremacists and the white man is bad, and they told you they were oppressing us, and they basically, that was it. That was the whole talk of all of their workshops, wasn't it, Zoe?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, no, they didn't have any policies. The only policies they had was lawsuits against President Trump about, and lying to you all, saying they're taking Medicaid and Medicare from Americans or citizens. See, they can't say Americans because illegal aliens are not Americans. So they say our citizens and things like that. They don't say, and then if they say Americans, that means people who don't qualify for it. So they lump everybody in with the people who don't qualify for Medicaid and Medicare, and then they tend to lump illegals in with that. And this is how they pitch it. So they never tell you why he cut it off. They never told you that the people he cut off, they don't qualify for because they're able-bodied people, or that it's illegal aliens. Why these Democratic ran sanctuary cities are not receiving funds. They leave that part out, the most important part, but they still tell you this. It was disgusting. They had no Republicans on the panel, so they had no opposing ideas or no opposing perspective for you. So it was all one way. All the lies that were being told, and nothing to debate against. Okay, you said this, but that's a lie, because tell the real reason why. It was no opposition. All lies, and people were just fed that for the entire conference.
The entire conference. And they are 501c3, the Congressional Black Caucus, and they are supposed to be nonpartisan.
And how is that? Ask yourself, how is it that they're nonpartisan? And they, first of all, let's just talk about our first day. Our first day, when we came in, man, you all, we paid our money like everybody else. Zoe had the sheet where it told us our number, 745, showed that you paid, showed where you were on the map, things like that. We printed that out. Mind you, when we got there, they didn't even have our name. They didn't have the number, 745. They didn't even have that. They didn't have our name on the map. They didn't have anything about us. So when we said, okay, we're 745, and we went up there, and then the energy was just bad, all bad. So Zoe was like, okay, because they were trying to act like we were lying, or what, things like that. And we were like, yeah, why is it that we are not even on the map? So Zoe had to go show them the receipts, the email. Now, man, had we not, let's just say we forgot the printout, and we just expecting them to have our information and things like that, and they didn't have that. So we wouldn't even have the proof. So we had to have the proof. It was all this. And then when we got there, the security guard, which went viral, the video, he started, because we were Republicans. Now, mind you, the only Republicans there. And he said Trump not welcome there, because he looking at us, our group, and knowing that we're a Republican group. So I got that on camera. And then they put us all the way in the back. So how is it that our number was 745, but they gave us 905, which was way
905.
in the back.
Especially when their vision is we envision a world in which all communities have an equal voice in public policy through leadership, cultivation, economic empowerment, and civic engagement.
Exactly. So that's why we gotta definitely, y'all. That's why we are definitely going to write the sponsors. We're not playing with them because it's no bipartisan. It was no where you come. You know when a place is neutral because you feel it. You can tell it. How is it you have no opposing factors there and you supposed to be a nonpartisan place? Even if, let's just say, even if all the people who were trying to, you said they've been doing this for like 54 years.
Yeah,
So let's
54
just
years.
say that I'm a bipartisan nonprofit organization. And I see for mainly 54 years, it's all one side. And I know our mission is to get everybody. What I would do is, okay, we have to start reaching out to some of these Republican groups and stuff like that. So it won't look one way. So it can actually be what our mission statement is. And it's just what we said we're about. So even if I wasn't getting a lot of Republicans who even cared about it, I would have a team to say, hey, reach out, find some Republicans that are black or whatever, white, it don't matter. And because it was white people, like you said, Zoe, it was a free man who put up the stuff.
Freeman, yeah.
They called
Freeman,
free.
but yeah, there was a lot of white people. Even in the did you know? Even in the policies and analysts, the
Yeah,
guys, Dr. Jonathan Cox, the person underneath him, she's white, and
yeah,
she is right behind him, analyzing black people.
yeah. It was a booth there that was supposed to tell us about our history. They were all foreigners, white,
All foreigners.
like a Chinese.
Zillow, people who live by Zillow, foreign,
Yeah,
white.
yeah. So you would think that they would say, okay, let me get some. We have to go and really kind of seek out some Republican groups, even if it's two. At least we can't, so it can really look like we're really about what our mission statement says. But for 54 years, and what they did to us, how they discriminated against us, you can see that they have no intentions of bringing in or welcoming anybody else who think different than them or challenging them. You would think that even on the panels, they would have had at least one Republican panel, or they would have had they'd be like, even if they had four Democrats, they had Letitia James, Kwame Raoul, a couple more attorney generals. They would at least had two Republicans, or one. You would just think on just some of the panels they would have one Republican. If they having three Democrats, at least one Republican. But they didn't even have that.
No.
So it was the bias, the evidence that it's not neutral was there. The fact that the security guard told us Trump wasn't welcome there, which let us know that we are not welcome there because we're Trump supporters, lets you know that that's not true. So everything told us that was a lie. The mission statement that they put out is a lie. And now we're going to take, we're going to voice our concerns about that. Because that's why people are still asleep. Because all they did was lie. If you're not politically educated and you're just going there, they say for policies, for civics, to enlighten you, to educate you. If you don't really are not knowledgeable in politics, I can see how a lot of us are brainwashed. I really can. Because every panel, everybody up there had you be like, oh my God, shoot, I hate Trump. I mean, that's how you will go away feeling if you're not, into politics. And it's terrible. No other perspective, but just an echo chamber. And it shouldn't be that way, especially when you're getting funding from sponsors. And I'm sure, uh, do you think our tax dollars are going there somehow, some way?
Um,
Or is it just sponsors, you think?
I think it's sponsors, but like when it came to Brandon Johnson and his whole entourage there, I know that came from our money.
Oh, yeah, it came from our money. Oh, yeah, like you said, Mary, you need debate and healthy conversations. Exactly. Because everything that they were relying on, they left out key parts of why this was happening. They left out key parts of why Trump was doing what he was doing. So those are the things they didn't tell you. They just told you that Trump is, oh yeah, then they say he kidnapping families and kidnapping them, and they're going missing and things
Yeah,
like that. So I'm telling you, if you're not educated on just politics, you will go away thinking that Trump is Hitler. Oh my God, he kidnapping families.
yeah.
Why would he do that? And they're saying like he's just a tyrant. He's just going around uh seeing a family and taking up kids and fathers and mothers.
And
Talking about people are going missing and things like it was crazy.
it was crazy. I want to get into this donor list though.
Okay.
So 400 million and above. The Tracking Foundation. So we gotta look up the Tracking Foundation.
Okay.
900,000 to 1.5 million. Amazon and the Balmer Group. 300,000 to 500,000. Facebook, State Farm Insurance Companies, the Scott Miracle Grow Foundation. Now, I just said one, two, three, four, five, six. Six of them, just let you know now, it's a Congressional Coon Caucus. I know for a fact these six one I just said is not black owned. Let's get into that.
Mm-hmm.
Wells Fargo and Company, Chevron. Oh, this was 200,000 to 299,000, and off like a dollar off of 300,000. Wells Fargo, but that's always been. Now I told you how I feel about Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo makes sure to take our houses. That's all they do is keep.
Right.
We keep letting them. They keep doing illegal foreclosures. They'll go in front of Congress. They'll give them a fine, and then they'll go out here and take our houses again. So, but they give a reimbursement for all the houses they took to the Congressional Black Caucus. Chevron, Genentech Incorporated, Philip Morris International, Procter and Gamble Company, Gilead Sciences, Toyota Motor Sales, Airbnb, Dow Chemical Company, Pernod and Ricard. Then 100,000 to 199,000, 999,000.
Mm-hmm.
PepsiCo, Prudential, TikTok, Comcast, NBC Universal, FPOS, Raytheon Technologies, TD Bank, Walmart, Johnson and Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
Albertsons Incorporated, ConocoPhillips, McDonald's Corporation,
Mm.
Engen Incorporated, Target Corporation, Target. Now I
Mm.
thought y'all was boycotting Target.
Yeah. Why y'all taking their money, Black Congressional
I
Caucus?
thought y'all was Target.
Y'all shouldn't even took their money.
And I thought y'all were done with it. I thought we was.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Waste Management Incorporated, UPS, Bristol Myers Squibb Company, Verizon Communications, Silicon Valley Bank, Universal Music Group, American Federation of Teachers, American Petroleum Institute, Vaseline, Bank of America Corporation, Exxon Mobil Corporation, FedEx Corporation, JP Morgan Chase, Norfolk Southern Corporation, then 50,000 to 99,000. Lowe's Companies, Ally Financial, Amazon Web Services, Novo Nordisk, Southern Poverty Law Center, Southwest Airlines Company, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation,
Mm.
Campaign for Tobacco Free Kids, Cisco Systems Incorporated, Google Inc., Microsoft Corporation, Walton Family Foundation, Delta Airlines, CWA, the Vita Healthcare Partners, the Walt Disney Company, Education Reform Now, Entertainment Software Association, Ferring Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, Intuit, AARP, Dominion, what's it called? Dominion Resources Services Incorporated, Every Town for Gun Safety, Duke Energy Corporation, United Health Foundation, Horizon Therapeutics, Bully Pulpit Interactive, Cortiva Arega Science, CTIA, Synchrony, Freeness Medical Care, Healthcare Service Corporation, Major League Baseball, National Cable and Telecommunications Association, Nike Incorporated, Pacific Gas and Electric Company, Truist Financial Corporation, Tulsa Community Foundation, Tunica Biloxi Tribe of Louisiana, Yahoo. Oh, then Yahoo Incorporated. Then the 25,000 to 49,000 is the California Endowment, National Association of Real Estate Brokers, National Resource and Defense Council, Ostuka Pharmaceutical Companies. Oh, we got some more. Hold on. Tyson Foods, Walgreens Company, Chiefs for Change, Gray Global Advisors, Alpha Phi Alpha, RMAC, Berkshire Hathaway Energy, Boston Scientific Corporation, Bracewell, Cleaver for Congress, Columbia HCA Healthcare, Consumer Brands Association, CSX, Fort Bend County, Harmony Biosciences, Heineken USA, Open Society Foundations. You know what Open Society is, right?
Uh-uh.
Again, that's where you can see how many people donate, who donated to
Oh.
who and all that. Liberty Media, NARAL, National Association of Convenience Stores, PGA Tour, Reproductive Freedom for All, Rich Fewer Anderson, Salt River Project, T-Mobile USA, University of District of Columbia, and then 5,000 to 999 is International Black Women of Policy, uh, Public Policy Institute, Power of Us PAC, Samadas, Altus, Calpine, Cornerstone Government Affairs, Fair Account Incorporated, Hustle, Nassaman LLP, Veronica Duran, William T. Grant Foundation. So yeah, and then it goes straight to a picture of Angela Rye.
Okay, so that's a lot of sponsors. Could you imagine
Yeah,
how
they
much?
got 41 for their assets in 2023, 41,471,370. Um, the liability is 11,735,000. Their net assets is 41,471,369.
Hmm. So imagine what they're getting paid just to stab, the alone.
Exactly.
The CEO, the people who just running the company. Imagine how much they're getting paid, millions. Because it don't look like they paid that much money. They didn't pay that much money for.
Oh, no, they still it. They stole a lot of it.
Yeah, because when you look at that wasn't no millions of dollars
No, that $1 million.
that they put in that, nothing at all. They didn't have food, they didn't have nothing.
I mean,
So
yeah, that they had like food the first day. They gave you sandwiches.
yeah, and that's it. You had to buy food. It wasn't nothing that you can get for free.
Oh,
It
but
was not.
Powers said Dominion is the voting machines.
Oh, really? Oh, somebody was wow, and somebody had put some gave you a donation, and they were saying something about they tried to go on the website and they to
Uh-huh.
donate and they couldn't. Something on here too.
Oh
Somebody.
well, our website we is under construction. Well, we have a
Mhm.
new one. It's Chicago Flips dot red.
Chicago Phillips dot red.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So that's the new web.com. You say?
yeah. And then
Yeah, I saw somebody saying that they tried
you
to go
can
on the web.
donate to Zelle is
Hold on.
uncomfortable truth. I'll send it to y'all. Let y'all know. But so yeah, so you see all that. So I'm gonna write every one of them responses because y'all got me messed up because I had a terrible experience. My group had a terrible experience. They threatened to give us our money back if we would leave instead of making it better. And like this is
Yeah.
my issue, right? And I've always tried to explain this to people because it's not about Trump. I really wish people would just go ahead and let that go. Trump is the president of the United States of America. I voted for Trump because Kamala was not going to get in. Why would I vote for? First of all, y'all got me messed up by saying that she's black, but she's not. Number two is she was a terrible attorney general in California, um, and she was
Vice
a
President.
terrible vice president.
Mm-hmm.
You got between her and you don't know how much money she got for letting all her cousins over here because there's a lot of Indians over here with these H-1B1 visas, but y'all didn't care because she went to Howard and she's a soror and she's a AKA and da 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 cosplaying as a whole black person, but she's Indian as fuck and
Mm-hmm.
um and you already know how much money Biden and his son made. They're trillionaires, you
Yeah.
know. So at the end of the day, we he was the only person that made sense to vote for. And I had no issue voting for Donald Trump because I had Donald Trump before. And as much as y'all say Donald Trump is this terrible person and he's this white supremacist and all that, nothing compares to Joe Biden, to Hoover. I mean, we can go down the list of the white supremacist Democrats that you
Love.
guys
That's the white
praise and
man y'all
ignore.
love. Y'all,
Yeah,
it's funny how you all talk. They talk about white supremacy, yet Brandon Johnson talk about white supremacy, yet Pritzker is your governor, who you begging for money, who won't give you money, who you and CTU begging for money.
right.
So what white supremacists are y'all talking about? Trump just got in office. Biden was the president when Brennan Johnson got in office. He blamed everything that's happening that he did for these 2 years on Trump. Trump just got in office. He keep talking about white supremacists, but the only white people I know was Jim Crow Joe Biden and Pritzker. Those are your white supremacists he talking about.
Uh, uh,
Yeah.
Madigan, Bird. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we could do what's his name? Robert Byrd. I mean, we could
Mm-hmm.
really get into the what the white supremacy is. I mean, Arnie Duncan, Rahm Emanuel. I mean, we can
Yeah.
keep going. We can go on and on now.
That's what he failed to. They always, these black politicians always blaming the Democrats, always blaming the white man, the white boogeyman. You don't see him, you don't know who he is, but they always say he around. He the one that's taking your property. He the reason why you can't get a business in Chicago. He's the reason why crime is at an all-time high in Chicago. The white boogeyman. I don't see the white boogeyman, but I see a black face, Brandon Johnson. The white boogeyman I don't see, but if you're talking about Pritzker, okay, yeah, I can believe that. Biden,
Right.
I can believe that. So they killed me with this. And if you just use a little common sense, you
Just a
would
little
just
bit. No, you
just a
gotta
little
use it
bit,
all. Just a little bit.
just a little bit, and you'll start to break down the lies and see right through it. These people are, and then the slap in the face, guys, what pissed me off, y'all, what really made me mad. We were at the Congressional Black Caucus, and all you saw was foreigners, black
All
foreigners.
foreigners.
You had Haitians there, you had Jamaicans there, you had Indians there, you had freedmen were like none and few. You saw mostly
They didn't even know
cosplaying as
what the
black.
freedman was.
They didn't even know who a freedman was. So when I'm talking about freedmen, I'm talking about Native Black Americans. You didn't hardly see them,
At
but you
all.
saw a lot of black faces cosplaying as us
As us.
at the Congressional Black Caucus. And then Jonathan Jackson, Jesse Jackson's son, had the nerve to do a panel with an Indian. All these people were from Africa.
Yeah.
And they're talking about everything, how Africa is doing this, Africa is doing that, India is doing this, the Indians getting this, getting that. Wasn't nobody up there advocating for freedmen Americans, freedmen Black Americans. Nobody. It was all foreigners cosplaying as us, using our birthrights to gain all type of things. Even in, and what tripped me out, let's just talk about this. Even the vendors, the food vendors. Now, it's a Congressional Black Caucus, so maybe they're trying to, you would think they'll have Black people there. Okay, foundational Black Americans, freedmen, Black Americans. You wasn't there. It wasn't, you wasn't represented. They had a Haitian, they had a Jamaican restaurant there, Jamaicans. They had 2 Hispanic restaurants there. That's your DEI. That's your replacement. You all keep voting for your replacement. That's your competition. So you're at a Congressional Black Caucus in America, and you don't have no freedmen there that's selling the food, because you usually, ideally,
That's
if
my
it's
mom in the back, y'all. Just want to let y'all know. I know. Let's see. Let's see this. Yeah,
ideally,
we're in my mother's. She got doctor appointments at Mayo Clinic, so that's her in her bed. So I don't want y'all to think it's crazy. That's my mom. Say hi, mom.
Yeah. Hey, mom. So because you freedmen, the only people who's in the Constitution, that your ancestors, who are the descendants of slaves, who fought for all the rights that we have here in America, not Africa, not no place in America, you all have allowed foreigners to hijack the freedmen Americans and cosplay and get things in your place.
The Democratic Party is nothing but cosplay. The fact that they pushed Kamala Harris out there shows you that it's cosplay. They don't, even the people who came over to argue with us, because eventually they found our booth. That's one thing I will say that they did. Our booth was never. We always had somebody over there because they was ready to challenge us about our beliefs and what we stand for. But it was a lot of Haitians that came over there. It was a lot of Africans that came over there, and a lot of them was from New York, and they basically, they would make up lies about Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying, like that, just to try to prove their point. But their main thing was like, so y'all are against illegal immigration. Y'all are against immigrants. Like, y'all hate immigrants. It's like nobody never said they hate immigrants. At the end of the day, we're under attack. Like, what? I don't know what dreams that y'all were sold. What our elected officials done told y'all asses when they went over to Haiti, and when they went over to Africa, and when they went over to India or whatever. Maybe they were trying to, whatever deals they were trying to work out, because uh, Biden was working out deals with Ukraine and stuff, and selling pieces of and working out deals with Israel and stuff like that. But y'all, we are under attack. These Africans, these Africans, the ones who sold us to the Europeans, are
Mm-hmm.
now trying to jump in on our freedmen plight, giving us
Mm-hmm.
Pan African bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to take over the country, just like Israel's trying to take over the country, just like Mexico's trying to take over the country, just like Venezuela's trying to take over the country. Puerto Rico low key trying to take over the country because they can't vote, so they try to put as many people that they can put in, so they can get that state to vote. Get that state to vote.
Mm-hmm.
We're dealing with Haiti trying to take over this country, so we're under attack. And honestly, this is if you American first, freemen first, get your American patriots. We have to ride with our president because it's American first. It's
Yeah.
America first, and we're dealing with foreign countries trying to conquer America, like how they say Christopher Columbus conquered, you know, conquered America over the Native Americans. That's
Mm-hmm.
the history they're saying. So history's repeating itself. You know, so if you want to go with that, cool, whatever. But we are going to turn into a third world country. We literally are going back to I don't know where I never went back to slavery, so I won't be going back there. I've never been to slavery, but we cannot allow this. We cannot allow this, and that's the issue. That the Congressional Black Caucus was full of African foreigners,
Yep.
Haitian foreigners, and you have these these incompetent socialites, popular dummies, HBCU graduates who think that they're better than everybody else because they are in this secret society, this secret weird society that has messed our communities up so bad that y'all don't even know what's going on because y'all are in la la land when the American people are getting messed up because we're sponsoring it, but we're not politically educated. That was the most emptiest black caucus I ever been to. So that's how I know that the DEI money's gone.
Mm-hmm.
However, 2023 still $41 million was given to the Black Caucus, the Congressional
Mm-hmm.
Black Caucus. The Congressional Black Caucus is supposed to be a nonprofit. It's supposed to be a nonpartisan. If you guys really cared about policy, if y'all really
Mm-hmm.
cared about progress, and if y'all really cared about power, because that was y'all three main action words or call to action that y'all had for your 54th annual ALC legislative conference. I want to make that very clear. This was your
Nope.
annual legislative conference.
No legislation being done, period.
No. So so when you talk about this, when you talk about legislation, when you talk about policy, none of y'all brought up how the sanctuary cities are affecting our communities. No one didn't
Mm-hmm.
bring up the displacement issue. People didn't bring up even housing. All of it was in a bashing of Donald Trump and this
Mm-hmm.
administration. The
Mm-hmm.
attack on DEI, the attack on the black man, the attack on the black woman, the attack on education. Y'all got 60 years. And I'm gonna say for the last 40 years, because I'll be 40 in a couple of months, y'all have did absolutely nothing.
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 And everything they have done has undermined us. Everything they had pushed for, think about it. Everything they pushed for, it never benefited us. They put it under our plight as freedmen us being in the Constitution, they put that under the slavery, the
They
plight
don't
of
even
us.
speak about the 13th, 14th. Even
Oh
like
yeah,
even our terrible ass mayor, he brought up the Civil War, but he brought up the Civil War to advance for the black and to
the
advance for the
Brown.
Hispanics, because he already done sold himself out to the
Yeah,
cartel. So he has to he's on his knees for the cartel. So it really don't matter what he say. But the civil rights, the Civil War had nothing to do with no Hispanics. There was
yeah,
no
you're
fucking
right.
Hispanics nowhere to be found. So I don't care what y'all try to say. Y'all can try to rewrite this history all y'all want, but it was no Brown.
Yeah, but they tried. So what they did was we allowed this, and I keep saying it's our fault. This is an indictment on freedmen's, because they don't mention freedmen's, period. They didn't even
No.
mention nothing about what Trump is doing with the 14th Amendment, nothing. Why, if it's a Congressional Black Caucus, or if all your Democratic Black politicians always talk about slavery and how oppressed we are and what they're trying to do now, why they never even mention things that is particular to freedmen? Why they never mention anything that's isolated just to us? They never do that.
Well,
They
they
always
can't
lump
do
us
that
in with everybody. Huh?
because then they would have to
Acknowledge.
realize
Yeah.
that the Republican Party is the party of America.
Mm-hmm. And
The
freedmen. Yeah.
Republican Party, we are a republic. They would have to recognize why our founding fathers in the U.S. Constitution. They would have to recognize what Abraham Lincoln did. They would have to
Mm-hmm.
talk about the land of Lincoln, which is the state of Illinois. They would have to talk about the radical Republicans who were in war with who fought together with our ancestors. You understand?
Yeah.
Who fought for us and demanded Abraham Lincoln to free us. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
they would have to talk about the real history,
Yeah. And
and
that's
they can't afford to talk about the real
that's
history
right.
because they have sold us out to these foreign entities.
Yeah. So they can't see all the things. If they talk about what's really happening, what they should be doing, that only relates to us. So you can't lump nobody else in that. It
Yeah.
only relates to freedmen. So they don't want that, because they trying to dilute you. They don't want you to be who you are. So they're diluting you. So everybody else, they use the plight. It's the slaves. Our ancestors did that, and we be damned if we let Donald Trump take us back to slavery. They use all of that, those trigger words that make y'all feel good. But when you get to the nitty gritty, they will never tell you exactly what's going on, because now they can't lump nobody else in, because those are things that's directly for us, descendants of the
See, we were
enslaved.
never supposed to wake up. See, a lot of people were like, they were up. Anybody that had a Freedman, you got the Freedman DMV. Shout out to Ms. Roz, Leslie, Kelly, Consuelo. Consuelo has her Freedman
Mm-hmm.
group. All of these people have been putting in this work. You understand? Fighting with Pan Africans, trying to get in
Mm-hmm.
and take our stuff. You understand? The you know what I'm saying? Defending the freedmen, um, defending the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment, and now that we're here, now that you got to argue, now because again we have our stuff started with personal issues. Understand? And for the personal issues, you had no choice but to get into politics to
Mm-hmm.
see what the issue is. Say what the problem is, right? And when you see what the problem is, you can listen to them say that it's white supremacy. But again, I'm not gonna sit here and say white supremacy is fully gone, because it's not arguable. I mean, just this last couple of days, you understand, I had to deal with the situation with Sada. However, white supremacy is not holding us back. It's our
At
people
all.
holding us back, and we're not, and we aren't rising up. Racism, and this is what history always talks about, right? the government. I mean, the America was built on racism, right? The first 250 years we built this country, right? Cool, bet. Then we've dealt with trauma, sell out. Please believe we're trusting these black people, these black faces who are selling us out for the nearest dollar, da 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 da. Then now you have the grandkids. Now you have the children, the nieces, the nephews, the great grandkids, the great great grandkids that did not grow up with white supremacy holding them back, with segregation holding them back. No, you understand? Like economically, this don't make no sense. And y'all sit here and say that there ain't no money out there, but it definitely money out there because y'all just put 400 billion out here for some illegals, and y'all made sure they got everything. They comfortable. They don't even speak English. Right. They don't have to speak English. You brought them to our country when you already owe freedmen a debt. The U.S. government owed freedmen a debt. Now I hear people say, well, we didn't own slaves. Nobody said that you owned slaves, but the government did. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? The government did. I never said you own any slaves, but the federal government. The reason why the government is even here is because of us. So every time we try to get one step ahead, the Democratic Party always stops it. And then we do not do nothing. We just say, see, this is just what they do. It's just designed like this. No, it ain't designed like this no more. Y'all have just normalized that we can't never get ahead, and then y'all blame everybody else when there's so many allies that are pushing for us to get ahead. For every white person that you say that's a racist, there's 50 behind them. There's 50 behind us that's willing to get us where we need to go.
Yeah. And
you know what I'm saying? But and that's the problem, and that's the issue with us. There's a lot of people that want to help us. There's a lot of people that do help us. But because because the Democratic Party has nothing else to stand on but to keep saying that we're oppressed and white supremacy and all this is going to continue this cycle if Black America does not break the cycle.
Yeah, and wait, because I can't understand how you all can see in your face, because they do it in your face, in California. Now, they shut down the reparations bill. They didn't even, the Democratic Party, the Congressional Black Caucus, or the Black Caucus, they shut it down in California.
Then one got through and got to Gavin's desk, and he shut it down.
And he shut it down. They sabotaged.
That is how they have to continue to keep us on our toes. It's like gambling. Like if you a gambler, or if you was a gambler, and you got these people that keep telling you it's gonna happen, y'all. It's gonna happen. Yeah. It's gonna happen, y'all. It's gonna happen. And then you may win a few hands because they gave you a reparations study, or they gave you you understand, or
a study and
it gets closer over here and put a little money on it. Like Pritzker, for instance. Pritzker does not believe that Black Americans deserve reparations. Now he's Jewish. He's very aware of the Holocaust. He loves to tell Trump, loves to call Trump a Nazi and all this stuff. But the only reason why he was able to get back in office the last time is he had to put a reparations commission together.
And that's what he gave, y'all. That's it. But I'm just saying.
But if it ever gets to a point where he would have to sign a bill, he's gonna do exactly what Gavin do. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? It will never go through because that is they had whatever playbook the Democratic Party has with the help of these puppet ass Negroes that are in the forefront. to keep it like, yeah, we on our way, and stuff like that, to keep the momentum going, to keep us like, ooh,
They
just
keep
say something,
dangle the
just
carrot.
enough to let these illegals come in, and then it's
Yeah,
going, you know what I'm saying, and dilute
yeah.
everything.
They keep you going right here because, like I was saying, in California, y'all, they did the reparation study, got close, shot that down. Gavin Newsom shot that down. But y'all had Karen Bass give illegal aliens money, again, more money, because she said that because people are scared to go to work and leave out their homes. Now, these illegal aliens, because illegal
Right.
aliens are scared to come out their homes and go to work, that they're scared that she's going to fund their money because they stay at home and scared to go to work. So they
Right.
shut your reparations down. Let's just get this straight. And this is why I can't, like, the mindset of our people is so messed up. They shut your reparations down in California. Told you this, they shut it down. No, no, we don't got the money, whatever. This is how they go out their way. You got illegal aliens because ICE is out here now and doing their job. They're illegally. They said, okay, I'm scared to leave out my house, so I'm just not gonna go to work or whatever. Karen Bass said, okay, we're gonna fund you to stay home because you are scared to go out your house, because you scared of getting snatched up and going back to your own country where you came from. So we're gonna pay you with taxpayer money to fund your lifestyle because you scared to go to work. And this is what you all keep going for, right in your face. They play with you so much in your face. They disrespect you so much in your face. And to see that we can't even come together and agree that the illegal alien is the competition to us, it's our replacement, and it's not no good for us.
No,
We
they
can't,
can't
we can't even
say
come to
that
that
because
agreement.
they have made, just like Brandon Johnson and CTU and Hispanic KKK and them have made a deal with Mexico, have made a deal with Puerto Rico, have made a deal with Haiti, have made a deal with whoever else. So to for whatever they're doing, whatever corruption deal they're doing, it's the same thing. Like like I said that, the other day, like, the Jews want to always talk about October 7th. October 7th was definitely horrific. It was that was a concert. That's just like, you understand, and they went and they attacked and stuff like that. And they're dealing with that. And like I said, that's their Holocaust 2.0, because they're going to keep pushing it out here. So we know and we can't forget. However, we're dealing with illegal immigration, invasion.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the shadow slavery 2.0,
Mm-hmm.
because we're getting displaced. We're losing our jobs. We're not getting any help. We're not getting any help from our massa. We're not
Mm-hmm.
getting any help from the House Negroes that are the new
Mm-hmm.
politicians. We're not getting help from anybody. And you've got these Hispanics who are really showing their true colors. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why, and letting us know that they at the end of the day, game on. Game
That,
on.
that,
And we got the help. We got the help of
black.
the Democratic and the socialist agenda.
And black, all your black leaders. We got to help your black leaders that's selling your butt out. So what y'all got? That's basically what they're saying to us. We got all of them over here. So y'all don't have nothing. Y'all, because we too dumb to just even stand together to say
Just on that, like,
that's on
see, like,
that.
my
That's what I'm
thing is
saying. That's on
the
that.
reparation talk, great, but the reparation talk, we can't never get to that on a federal level if we do not take care of our enemy right now, and our enemy is this illegal immigration. This illegal
Who's
immigration, not only is it a public safety threat, It's a housing threat. It's a job threat. It's a healthcare threat. It's an education threat. It's every threat that we're up against, and we're arguing back and forth about meaningless things as far
Mm-hmm.
as Charlie Kirk, Asada, stuff like that. When it comes to, at the end of the day, they're both somewhere, and I'm pretty sure they are pushing us to go the right way, because at the end of the day, they both were fighting for liberation.
Mm-hmm.
It's just different ways, and that's how.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the Democratic government has never been good for America. It just has never been
Mm-hmm.
good for America. Back in
Especially
the day,
freedmen's.
and right,
Especially.
and just right, and just 4 years ago, and every time between Obama messed this country up. Rahm Emanuel messed Chicago. Obama messed this country up and messed Chicago up
Mm-hmm. And
all
still
together.
messing it up. Still messing it up
Still
with his
messing up,
Obama
but
Center.
that really messed us up because we was hoping and wishing. I was just hoping that he was gonna be a good nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all, it's to the point that at the end of the day, I ain't trying to hear nothing unless you talking about getting these illegals up out of here and getting these people
Mm-hmm.
up out of office.
And that
It ain't
is,
nothing
it's
else to talk
yeah.
about.
And it's true. They are a threat to all Americans and
Yeah,
Townsend. They are a threat to all Americans, citizens. They are. But we're talking about the ones who are coming in, because you got to understand they're a threat to all Americans, but particular, you have to talk about the freedmen Americans, because you have these people of color, these Indians, these Haitians, these Jamaicans, all of them are coming in under our plight. That's what we have to address. This is how
right.
they get in these positions under the plight of freedmen Americans, that Constitution and civil rights. So you have to address that, because if we stop that, then that stops them. And now all Americans will be safe.
That's
Because
why I'm trying to tell people, like, it's not a like I definitely rock with our American patriots, our white allies.
yeah,
I see y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have honestly funded us. No matter what people want to say, we're not paid and bought by GOP. We're not paid and bought by anybody. Honestly, it's us, God, and our supporters. Shout out to John Heidersite. That's like a big brother to me. Heidersite Law. Get with my man if you need a lawyer when it comes to these people trying to take you down. We've got our operation manager. Shout out to Ramona. And shout out to all our supporters who help our some of our donors that are anonymous, because if we say anything, they're gonna come after them. You understand? Like, it's basically like we in a civil rights movement 2.0, but I call it all hands on deck, because anybody that's America first, like, it don't have no race at this point.
mhm,
At the end of the day, we need everybody, but freedmen Americans need to understand what they are. If you don't know what freedmen is, you need to look it up. You need to do your research, and there's plenty of other people that y'all can go to and get the history and get the work from. But right now, y'all need to understand that the Democratic Party cares nothing about the freedmen American. They don't care nothing about what our ancestors built. They don't care about our ancestors being here, with migrated here, any of that. They talking about shit that don't have shit to do with us. I don't care nothing about Africa. And I'm be quite honest about Africa. Africa, there's a lot of countries over there that I can't even go to just off of my sexual orientation. Why the hell would I want to be associated with that hating ass country like that, on top of them selling us to the Europeans? So what do y'all think this is? Like, ain't nobody y'all not gonna try to rewrite our history and put us together. No, we know what really happened, and we
mhm.
want to separate. So if you want to come over here and do your own thing, do it the right way. But right now we're full, because the immigration system is fucked up, and
Yeah.
when we went to immigration school, There's a
We
lot of
got the
people over
stuff.
here.
We got the stuff to show y'all. Like you said, Ann
Yeah.
Townsend, Somalia. We were just talking about how the Somalians taking over what, Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan and Minnesota.
Yeah, it was Michigan. Yeah. Y'all, the Muslims, exactly. The Muslims have trying to invade. So we have to, that's what I'm saying. Somalia, you see Imar, whatever her name is.
Alon Omar.
Yeah, she keep talking about this slave stuff. So they're
Yeah.
trying to put us back in slaves. When she talked about Charlie Kirk, she put herself under the plight of American slaves here. So they all are trying to steal the identity of our ancestors and using the freedmen plight. They're all trying to do that. And if we don't stop this, we can stop this as freedmen Americans, because we can stop people. If we stop this, then all this other stuff gonna go away, because they can't cosplay.
Yeah, they can't
That's how the
cosplay,
Democrat
and
Party.
we have to move as a unit, and we have to move as an American unit. That's real talk. The people who want to come and try to sow division between us, like I said, I don't got no time. I got time. I mean, you got time. I'll curse you out. Now, Danny gonna be nice to you, understand? And she should. You understand? At the end of the day, that's how you're supposed to be. But I done had up to here with these people because we cannot be this slow. You understand what I'm saying? And we don't have that much time
at all.
You understand? Because they say 8%, only 8% of Black America voted for Trump, which I know it was more, but we'll just say the 8%. We can't never, ever. This is on our ancestors. These are on the radical Republicans who are white. This is on Abe Lincoln. This is for anybody who's seen us get to freedom land or been trying to get us to freedom land. We can never let the Democratic Party be in that White House ever again.
Or in this local. Because they already okay, let me just reiterate. So, because we're talking about the Congressional Black Caucus, we just told y'all that it was all foreigners there. No Black Americans, freedmen. It was all foreigners. And you had some, I guess, Black Americans. They was few. There was few mixed in, but it wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
For it to be a Congressional Black Caucus, to see foreigners cosplay.
What's called the Africa diaspora.
Yeah, the Africa, diaspora. So caucus. That's what it was. Foreigner diaspora caucus. Cosplaying as freedmen. And it was so sad to see, because we know what's going on. And it's so sad to see, because it's like you're giving up your birthright. It's like somebody tricking you out of your birthright, like the prodigal son in the Bible. You're letting somebody trick you, like Zoe said. They'll come over there. So they try to label you and make you feel bad, because you are looking out for you're saying, no, this is killing our community. So they try to make you feel bad. So you hate immigrants. See, everything, they try to label you to make you feel bad, to bag up while they take over all your stuff. So how is it, no, do you care about my kids? Okay, you're a foreigner. I see why you don't want Trump here. I see why you mad. But look at it from our perspective. I'm a foundation. I'm born and raised here. Here. My ancestors from here. So, what benefit do I have with you being here?
You have kids here. You have a legacy here.
I have a legacy. I have kids.
Yeah.
I have kids here. So, what benefit do I have with you being here? Taking my stuff under my plight, taking my grants, taking over my communities under the guidelines of freedmen Americans, under the civil rights of our ancestors. How does that benefit me and my kids and my legacy? Because your kids are competing with my kids, and I already see how it's going. We are being extinct, pushed out. And then the thing about it is, y'all don't even patronize us. Y'all don't even shop with us. Let's just be real honest. Don't none of y'all shop with us. You know,
No,
and
like
my
honestly, it really need to be y'all talking about boycotting. We should boycott every African. Now, real talk for
yeah,
me, because
yeah,
every only people that came over to honestly that came over to us was Haitians,
just to
which
argue.
hurts my heart. But Haitians, because I talked about them on the Breakfast Club in a positive manner when what's the name was pushing them back. You let everybody else come over here, but Biden, when y'all was trying to come over here, Biden had the horses and everything pushing. It looked like something from Roots. You
Yeah.
understand? Pushing y'all back there. Like no, we can't save nobody unless we save ourselves. And I think anybody that understands that and understands what we've been through, what our ancestors have been through, what they've pushed us out to the point that we have like I said, we've normalized trauma. We've normalized
Mhm.
like this is just what is supposed to happen.
Exactly.
And no, how do you think how why do you think, and this real talk, why do y'all think that it's okay for the U.S. government, because this is our embassy. We have no embassy. The government is our embassy. Why do y'all think that it's okay for our money that
Hmm.
fuels the government to go to another foreign country? Why do you think it's okay for another foreign country that's fleeing from nothing to
Hmm. Just
come
want better
over here
jobs. Just want better jobs. Your
just for
jobs.
better jobs, housing, a better life, and we're
Mhm.
sponsoring it with our tax dollars? And if we say anything about it, they
When we
they 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 retaliate against us,
when we don't even have a better life for our
and we
kids.
don't
A
even
lot
have a
of
better
us,
life.
working 2 and 3 jobs just to because this rent keep going. I mean, the property taxes and the taxes in Chicago and Illinois are the highest. We can't, as Americans, we can't even afford our own stuff. But we're gonna allow somebody else to come in and work for. So we're working for them
Working
to
for them.
we're working, cracking our backs, killing ourselves, not for your kids. You're for your kids' legacy. You're working for foreigners to come over here, bring their kids to fund their lifestyle, their American
Lifestyle.
dream, and all while taking
Push
your
our
kids,
kids out. You don't
taking
have
our kids'
push
American
our
dream.
kids out. We're gonna work particularly with these kids because we made a deal with their prime minister or their president over there, and we're gonna have to like it or not. Because if not, and if you're not gonna like it, we're gonna do paid protests and call any white man that's anti this at all, and it's a Republican white supremacist the
Mhm.
whole time they're in office.
Yeah, and then call us. And then you should saw that hey, they over there trying to label us. Y'all hate immigrants. See, this is what they do to try to silence you. And they'll say, oh well, if that's what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't care. You're not going to use those tactics on us to get us to align with our demise. We understand what's going on. You all not going to trick us out of our birthright and take our kids' birthright while giving it to y'all. It ain't going to why y'all cosplay us. It's not
Right.
going to happen.
And
Especially
man,
when
trying to
we
make somebody feel bad. What?
no, especially when we went to this immigration, it's called immigration school. And
Man.
when you saw the numbers, when you saw how they're allowed to break the law. Every law there is, they are allowed to break it. When you see how many that they took all the vocational schools up out of our community, they took all these up out of period. It's not a lot of them in Chicago. And then they have some, but they allow illegal aliens to operate those schools. And those are people who, like, I think it was like 413,000 that's here on illegal visas, whereas they visas have
Expired visas.
expired visas. They visas have expired maybe 2 or 3 years ago, 5 years ago, and they're still here in these vocational schools, learning trades, operating, owning businesses, allowed to open business on an expired visa, and taking over monopoly of American citizens. So let's just say you are a plumber. Just an example. You are American plumber. Americans are monopolizing the plumbing. You have illegal aliens here because they're on expired visa, so they're not legal no more. In these trade schools, learning how to do plumbing.
Right.
And then they're allowed to come and take all your American jobs in plumbing to monopolize that. And you think that's cool, and they don't even supposed to be here.
And India and China are neck to neck with the vocational jobs.
With the vocational jobs, and they don't patronize you. They don't patronize you. I don't see in any black-owned business or anywhere they might, but in black-owned businesses, you don't see not one. You don't. I don't see no Hispanic. I don't see no Asian. I don't see no Jamaican. None of them. I don't. And that's very honest, because I'm in a place where it could be that way if they were doing it, and they don't. They make sure they patronize they own they might, and they or foreigners, other foreigners. They don't patronize freedmen Americans. So they know what they're doing. They're strategically doing that. Now, if your butt as an American, if you decided that, okay, I'm going to, I got, we're all, the law is we supposed to have driver's license, and you supposed to renew them every other, 5 years, whatever the law is to renew driver's license. And you decide when it's time for your license to be renewed, you decide to say, I don't really feel like renewing my license, so I'm not going to do it. And then you go 5 years without renewing your license. All right, you know the law, what the law is. You don't supposed to be driving, all of that, but you're doing it anyway. And then you get caught one day, 5 years later, and they say, let me see your license. And you give them that license, and it's suspended for 5 years. Now, you didn't do what you were supposed to do to make sure that driver's license was up to date, because you know the law as an American. Now, you're going, and when the police say, okay, you're on a suspended license or expired license, okay, we're going to take your car, tow your car, we're going to lock you up, or whatever they're going to do, because you shouldn't be driving in the first place. Don't no Democrat, don't nobody come and cry for you. Don't nobody come and say that's not fair. Don't take their car. They gonna, you know, the law was you can't. Why wouldn't you go and get your license? You know it was expired for 5 years. Okay, I can see a month, maybe 2, but you let your license expire for 5 years. No, come on. They really gonna take your butt in. Now we got illegal aliens over here that's supposed to have been over here for like 6 months, 9 months. They did not follow no rules, and they stayed here for 10 years on the expired visa. And now the Democratic Party, because ICE is coming to get their butts, is crying and telling y'all this is not fair, and how dare ICE come and get working people and take away him from his family or her from her family, when the rule was, when the problem is they didn't care enough about themselves to even go get that visa in right standard. So if they didn't care, why should we care? And then when ICE come take their bus up,
because the crazy my license is the common sense. Like,
yeah,
one of the guys. So we're gonna do illegal immigration. I mean, we're gonna do immigration school one day this week. I gotta get these slides, okay? Because these slides is wow. But my mom's best friend is from Pooler, Georgia. Pooler is not too far from Savannah, Georgia. And there was a a city council person that we met. And what really got me was when he said that He's born and raised in Savannah, Georgia, and his family. He comes from a family full of bricklayers, and was one of the three white families in his community that were bricklayers, and then it was the black families that were bricklayers. He says now
Mm-hmm.
there are no black bricklayers, no white bricklayers, only Hispanic bricklayers in Savannah, Georgia. Now
Hmm.
that is scary.
Look at the
If
roofing
y'all know about
companies.
Savannah, Georgia, if y'all know about Puller, Georgia, it's something wrong with the same bullshit, with the same piece of shit mayor Van House,
Mm-hmm.
whatever his name is, that's sitting right next to line ass Brandon Johnson on the mayor thing, talking about how their port is number 3 in the country. And I remember during COVID, that port, nobody was over there at that port because uh, all of the other cities, blue cities and states, were shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So none of the stuff could go to the port, and
Mm-hmm.
there was nobody at the port
Suburban.
bringing the stuff. So all the stuff was like spoiled, like food stuff was spoiled, and all that stuff. And so because we don't talk about those things, they be so proud to
Mm-hmm.
lie the way
To
that
lie.
they do.
To lie. Because they know. See, what y'all got to understand is, and this is what makes me so mad. If people know that you are educated on something, they won't be too fast to lie to you. Like, okay, whatever you knowledgeable about. Let's just say you knowledgeable about doing hair, and you know what to do hair. You know about it. Now, when I come in your face and sit down, because I know that you are knowledgeable on doing hair, I can't just tell you anything and know that you're going for it. Now I'm gonna have to tell the truth, or you gonna, or just, or tell the truth, because I'm gonna look stupid like I don't know what I'm talking about, because I know that you got knowledge about this. So I'm gonna have to come with facts, because I know if I don't come with facts, you are gonna say, I do hair. That ain't how you cut hair. That's not a 90-degree cut. That's not a 180 cut. No, that's not true. So you
Right.
don't know that I'm lying. So, but because they understand, guys, I keep telling you, they bank on this because they know that we're not politically educated. And
Yep.
all they have to do is use trigger words for us. Uh,
White
Racism, white
supremacy.
supremacy, our ancestors. They try to take us back to slavery. They know
Diaspora.
the diaspora. That's all they gotta tell us. And we gonna be like, yeah, like they with Brandon Johnson. Just what Brandon Johnson did.
Reparations.
All reparations. All he did was talk about, because my ancestors didn't take what they were trying to do, and this and that. And everybody like, oh yeah, brother. Oh yeah, bro. You just saw it. It was didn't say nothing at all.
Trump. Right.
But
Trump.
because
Fascist. Right. Fascist.
fascist Trump,
Trump.
yeah. But because he knew he was talking to a bunch of ignorant people, and he can get away with that. They spew all the lies
Hold
all
on.
day
I got.
long.
Hold on. Let's
We
go.
couldn't believe it. I was like, liar. You a liar. But everybody else was clapping, because you know why? Ignorant fools. Ignorant,
Ignorant
and
fools.
that's how we have voted. 92%, 95% of gave them our vote for 50 to 60 years.
Let's see. Let's see if we can get it.
Because they know they lied to us, and some of the lies, I say, I can't believe they saying this. I really can't believe it. Like, they really think we stupid. They
No,
really.
they really do.
do, do you know how dumb they think you gotta be to lie the way they lie? It's like they think like we just the dumbest ever. That's the thing that makes me mad.
White supremacy is
I'm
afraid
trying
of
to get the
this black
video
mayor
up.
in Chicago is because they did not help.
I hear you laugh. I'm gonna say, why are you laughing?
Who?
It was you. I know. I heard you on the thing. So I was
Yeah,
like,
he said white supremacy. See what he said? White supremacists in Chicago. Who you talking about? Are you talking about Pritzker? Because Brent or Biden? Because Trump just got in office. So who is the white supremacist in Chicago you talking about? See, that's the
The
stuff
last check, it's been
that
more
he
black
spewed.
mayors before. The reason why white supremacy is afraid of this black mayor in Chicago is because they did not help me get elected, and I owe them nothing.
You sold our black communities to illegal aliens.
Because not only did we put forth the largest investment bond in the history of Chicago, over $1 billion to build housing and economic
Our kids are dying in the street.
Not only did we put forth the largest investment using Brendan Scott's interests, we have hired more young people than any other administration. Crime is down. We're building more
down in our communities.
We are controlling the airports. We control the transportation system. We are moving to build a sustainable community school, which these were the hopes and aspirations of our ancestors. After the Civil War, they said housing.
For immigrants.
We're building 10,000.
For illegal
Transportation. We're putting hundreds of millions of dollars into it. We said jobs. We're hiring people. We said economic development. And let me just say this last thing about the immigrants. If anybody believes a black man is going to get upset about white supremacy against brown people who have been here for 10,000 years.
You'll get this lawsuit. You will get this lawsuit.
Look at them shaking his hand. He thought he killed it.
He thought he killed it.
He said immigrants that been here, brown people that been here, he's not going to.
He said, if you think, he said, and if you, he said, we brought white supremacy again, and he said that if you're going to think that you're going to let white supremacy let me tell you about legal immigration. If you're going to let, if you think that I'm going to let white supremacy hurt brown people when they've been here for 10,000 years, you got it wrong. 10,000 years. That's how I know this thing is retarded.
You see what he said? So he's telling you. Now he didn't say illegal aliens, the 22 million that just came here. Ones who been here whatever years he said. He's not talking about the ones who ICE getting up out of here, the 22 million who just came over here saturating our communities.
He brought up the civil rights, he brought up the Civil War. It had nothing to do. He said, because right after the Civil War, they said we're gonna build 10,000 homes. That's what we're doing. We go, what? What is you talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
so
this is what I'm talking about. He got there.
Yeah, doing this. Gay.
Let me tell you something.
Everybody talking about his legs crossed.
A dangerous man.
Yeah, everybody was talking about how his legs were crossed, and they was like he looked real cute. We kept telling y'all.
Yeah, but he's a clown too. His wife don't never pull up with him. She knows the most hated.
Yeah, he brought the Civil War. So the problem is, y'all, they always see he telling you who he fighting for. What you laughing for?
He said he's a 10,000 year lie.
Yeah. So what he's basically saying is he's gonna fight for illegals. He's gonna fight for his Hispanics. These illegals. He gonna make sure they ain't going nowhere. He didn't say. But the key part he left out was
he brought up reparations.
Yeah, what he left out was he fighting for the illegals that came over, the 22 million. See, that's what they don't tell you. So he's talking about the reparations.
And
now
he talking about how much money he allocated to the illegals.
Yeah,
he didn't talk about that flood money that he just got. Did you get any of that flood money?
No, and my basement flooded twice, and I'm getting ready to see what's going on with that.
Okay, because 425 million.
Yeah, he didn't talk about the 500,000 reparation study that they gave, and nobody heard nothing about it. I mean, they don't even bring it up.
They don't even bring it up no more.
Yeah, so yeah, they just playing in our
They
face.
say that Angela tried to get you put out. Nah, she did. But I will say that and my thing is you're gonna be a moderator, and that's just it goes around the board for anybody. You have to not be biased. That's number one. But nah. And my thing is like Danielle said, y'all could praise and laugh, and as long as it's good. But if somebody boos or say that's not true, then that's when we need to be respectful. Which you can't really do that if you let everybody else shout out, especially when he's lying. He's lying.
Yeah.
Like the man's lying. Y'all and I told Angela this afterwards. I'm like, you say that's your brother, and he's a good man. I'm like, that man's a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reason he birthed Chicago Fist Red. You know what I'm saying? Chicago Fist Red is here because of him and how terrible he is as a man, how terrible he is as a person, as a human being, as the mayor of Chicago. He is destroying Chicago. You do not know that. And I told him, like, I'm unhoused. I said, I'm unhoused, and you praising this great man. You know what I'm saying? So, and her thing is, she is an attorney. She told me to send her what I have as far as my case and stuff like that. So I'm gonna see what she's gonna do. You understand? As far as that, but my thing is, y'all have to get the other side. What y'all are getting is not the other side. Nobody would not come all the way from Chicago, Illinois, because they snuck that in. That wasn't on like when we got the table for Congressional Black Caucus, none of them was going to be there. Like how Kwame Raoul and Letitia James they were probably going to be there, but Kwame Raoul wasn't on there. That they were going for them attorney generals were going to speak out, and then the mayor thing that they hurry up and snuck that in Wednesday morning or Tuesday night. So they, it all was like attack on our country, attack on black mayors, attack on this, attack on that. It's like when are y'all gonna talk about accountability? When are y'all gonna say y'all fumbled the ball? When y'all gonna talk about y'all have a theft issue, that y'all have a stealing problem? Y'all are thieves. Y'all have literally stolen everything out of our communities. We barely have swings and fucking slides. They're taking out football fields. They're taking out track fields. Like, we literally have nothing. And y'all are, that's why that caucus was empty. Because a lot of people are catching on to the BS.
Yeah.
We're not going another 40 years. First of all, we don't have 40 years. We had that's not what we have. We don't have 40 years. And I'd be damned if you get mad at any white person who family is here and they're fighting for their shit just like we're fighting for ours. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. Y'all can get mad. Y'all can say whatever. But I'll be right there 10 toes down fighting for this country with them. Because y'all have me messed up and y'all have them messed up. When we went to immigration school, we were the only blacks in there besides maybe two others, maybe three other blacks. That room was full of middle-aged professors, doctors, lawyers, judges, and city council. They been knew we was under attack, but they can't say nothing because here they come with these people like Angela Rye, a Jasmine Crockett, and the rest of these people that will call out white supremacy when it ain't white supremacy.
Yeah, and when I saw that, it was like you said, Zoe. You would think this is how messed up we are. Seriously, you would think out of everything was happening in our community, in immigration and stuff, you would think it'd be way more blacks, right? We were saying that. And I told Zoe, I said, these blackity blacks, because that's what I call them, sellouts. They want you to be mad at white people. They want you to hate white people. They want to divide you with white people. You'll never be them. They'll never accept you. This is the blackity blacks say. And
Right.
when you look at how dumb we are and have been, myself included, because I just started acting like I had some years ago. So I was real dumb. And I'm gonna call it that way because that's the only, because it wasn't no reason for me. All this information that was going on, I just chose to be that way. I chose it. So how you gonna be mad at them? I said, so look at this. These people been holding the line for the longest.
Holding the line. I mean, you would have thought they saw a ghost and an angel at the same time we walked in there. Like,
Yeah.
it's like they've been wanting to hand us the papers, like, please, because you don't even know. I mean, they got down to every visa over here that's expired. They have the numbers of people of the Biden administration that let murderers over here, knowing that they were murderers, and still let them over here.
Mm-hmm.
Sexual predators, knowing that they were sexual predators, let them over here. They got this one. They had one of the they call it the green package, but they call it the MS-13 package because majority of them own MS-13. Like, this is, we are. When I say we under attack, so I really don't want to hear about white supremacy.
Please
I really
leave me
don't
alone.
care about white supremacy. Okay, I don't want to hear. I want to talk about what can we do to get all these motherfuckers out of this country?
Yeah, because to me, it's like I wanted to hug them and thank them at the same. I'm like, oh my God, while we was being stupid, dumb, y'all been here holding the line for us because it's affecting immigration. Illegal immigration affects us way worse. And I remember back then, like even a few years ago, I was seeing more. I would say, man, it's more Hispanics over here, or it's more Hispanic business opening up. It's like now on every you got a Hispanic restaurant next to a Hispanic restaurant next to it. They both all something the same thing, and then a Hispanic boutique, and then so I'm seeing it, but I never thought about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing more in my community, but I never thought about it, y'all. So it was like, okay, dad. But now that I understand, when I look back, I said, our white American brothers and sisters been holding the line for us for the longest. They don't want us to, because to be honest, this is how stupid we are. I'm talking about because me and Zoe are fighting with the same very ones. We're fighting with the same ones, the very ones we're fighting for.
Right.
If it's up to them, they would allow it. The invasion, they would have allowed it to be in our community. They would have allowed it to happen. We wouldn't even have no community if it was up to them. We wouldn't.
No, real talk.
Because they argue with us.
Real talk. They don't
They
care.
argue with us about ICE and how dumb we are because we for this and all that. So they argue with us. So if it was up to them, they would have been taken over a long time ago. They would have. They would have been identity. Everything would have been taken over our communities. And I said, these are the people that have been holding the line until we wake up. Been holding the line. Yeah. I want to hug them. One guy wrote a book, been writing a book, trying to
Roy Beck. So we're gonna get into it we're gonna get to it when we get to stuff. But somebody asked, you guys need to look at Center for Immigration Studies. That is the person who held the immigration school. But it's Center for Immigration Studies, and then Numbers USA. Mm-hmm. You guys need to look at those. If y'all don't have any of those websites, y'all have to look up Numbers USA. Numbers USA has been around for a very long time. Roy Beck is the guy, but right now, and then of course Powernomics, from my man Claude. But when it comes to hold on about the yeah. So this too, Numbers USA. So Numbers USA and CSI.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if you guys get, you guys get those or look into it, subscribe to Numbers USA. You can look up. What I like about Numbers USA is you can look up every politician, like senators, Congress people, and you can look to see if they voted for immigration or not. And they give them scorecards. So they give them a scorecard of F if it's yes, I mean F if they did, and then they'll do like A if they didn't. But they do all that, and they let you know like this is the data that you guys need.
Mm-hmm.
And these are very, very important because if we don't get some type of balance when it comes to this illegal immigration Ponzi scheme that we're dealing with, then honestly, I really don't know what to do because
It's gonna be old because when they
it's
start
yeah,
having
it's yeah,
kids, Trump
so
only got
so
4 years.
we did. It's like when y'all gotta look at this like I was talking like a class project. Y'all have to vote for everybody that was against illegal immigration. The Democratic Party will never ever be against sanctuary cities or states because that's their money. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
That's who's funding them. So I don't care how cool that person may seem, how cool that person may be. If they are for if they're for sanctuary cities and illegal immigration, especially right now in this time, no,
Because
you can't vote for them. You can't
you
vote for
can't
them
vote for
because
them.
you're voting for your own demise.
Demise. And you gotta look at it. See, y'all gotta start looking at numbers. You can't look at if we say 22 million here now, you gotta look at it as if they have kids. Let's just say some of them, one person have, let's just say one girl have 4 kids, 5 kids. See, y'all gotta start doing the math on this. That's 5 more kids. So that multiplies. That multiplies. Now her kids had kids over 5, 10 year, over a 10 year period. I mean, with those numbers, what are those numbers going to look like?
What
Now
they numbers
22
gonna look
million
like?
turn to 44 million or triple that. Come on, y'all. I mean, y'all got to start using your brain. And if you don't do that, it's like I just can't see how we cannot care about our own kids' future and not and see what's happening. Any Democrat, that's their policies right now. That's why you see the people at Broadview, Cat Abu Ghala. She ain't no way. Y'all need to make sure that one never gets in office. Her name is Cat Abu Ghala. She's running for the 9th district,
Congressional district, yeah. She
congressional
absolutely like
district.
she's undiagnosed, but she also is dangerous and she's
Dangerous because
crazy. And yeah.
y'all can't, ain't no way. See, it's people like that that y'all don't know, and y'all probably just vote her in and don't know this person will just use your money, be doing and protesting everything or advocating for everything that you trying to get rid of. That's why when we keep
Yeah,
telling
someone
y'all,
asked, yeah, it's a lot of Republican candidates for governor have reached out to us.
mm,
I know that I'll be ready to put my personal list out of who I would endorse the end of October before
mhm,
primary starts.
yeah,
But for Chicago Fizz Red, that probably will be at around that same time as well, because that's a collective group and that's how we have to go. And I'll let you
mhm.
know. We will let you know who we see as a primary, as a person
And
that
we
I
talk
recommend.
to, and believe me, we
Yeah, we
talk to,
talk to because
we
at the
making
end of the day,
sure the
we have our
policies.
own platform, and we will be unveiling our platform. So our platform is done. So I just got to talk to Ramon and see when they're gonna put it out there, and whoever aligns with the Chicago Fifth platform, that's where we're going to go because
yeah, Sharia law. Anybody that's aligning with like Sharia law, look, we
right,
don't have no room for foreigners right now to
yeah,
come in.
like yeah, and these
We got to get
Islam,
them out. The
these
invasion, yeah, the
yeah.
invasion came. They try to take over. It's America first. It's Americans first. And because the Democratic Party agenda is not that, we saw what they just tried to do to us. It's no way. That's why when we keep telling y'all to please register as Republicans. When we keep telling y'all that you got to go red, we don't mean Trump. We don't, because Trump is not governing Chicago. So we don't mean Trump. Don't look at Trump. You got to look at policies. This is why we keep telling y'all we must flip red, because everything that the Democratic Party policies are for is a detriment to us and Americans. So we have to look at policies. And when we're looking at policies right now, we're at a point of no return in Chicago and Illinois. We're at a no return.
And
If
like and
we
everybody has their binoculars on us.
on Chicago,
Yes,
we can
including these coon politicians that are watching it right now. And I know somebody on his camp. I know somebody in Brandon Johnson camp watch everything that we do. So
watching
yes.
it. So if we wake up and we make and we say enough is enough, if we turn, because if we get these good Democrats, allow them back in office, it's over for Chicago. We had 1,600 at the Magnificent Mile, Mag Mile. We had 1,600 businesses. We're down to 784 businesses now. That's a 51% difference.
That's terrible because first of all,
from theft, let me just say this to let you talk. From theft and crime, that's why the business and high taxes. All right, so
we lost Grand Lux. Okay, we lost Lawrence. Like Lawrence can get back open, but like we're losing the culture and the culture experience of the Mag Mile. There are people that come around the world to come to Magnificent Mile. There are people who come around the world to come to the city of Chicago because the city of Chicago downtown is one of the best downtowns in the world. Also, we have the best skyline. And we're the third largest country in the world. So it's not. I mean, in America. In America, so it's not in the country. It's not too big, but it's also not too small. And again, it's normal segregation. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be with your peoples. There's nothing wrong with that. It's also nothing wrong with wanting to mix with your people. And we have a healthy balance of that in Chicago. Now it is starting to be abused because the South Side and the West Side is being pushed out, and our stuff and our communities and stuff are not getting it. It's really malnutrition. If you look like we're malnourished. There's nothing there. It look like Feed the Children over there, and it's going to continue to be like Feed the Children like that because it is now that they want it like that. They want it like that to do the gentrification, but we don't want gentrification. What we want is these people to be removed out of office. We want these pastors to be called out, and some may have to get locked up too. We want these NGOs to be called out, to be locked up as well. These politicians to be called out and be locked up as well. And anybody that is with their BS to be called out and be arrested as well. We want the money we want the federal government to to make sure the money is being allocated to us and going to the appropriate people and places to get our communities back running so we can take care of our communities, because we can take care of our communities. There's a lot of great people that live in these communities, born and raised in these communities, know how to work with these communities, and know how to get this crime down as well.
Yeah.
purposely do this because we are not politically educated and we don't want to do politics. That's y'all love to say that. I just don't do politics. Okay, so you're gonna continue to vote blue?
Yeah. And then, and the problem is, and the thing is, in the communities that's thriving, we want them to keep thriving, because the more they thrive, and the more everybody thrive, that's a thriving economy. That's how you build your economy. If everybody thriving on east side, west side, south side, north side, if the whole city of Chicago is thriving, guess what? We're gonna have a booming economy. Then we can start talking about taking away property taxes, because we having so much money coming in, like President Trump is doing. We have so much money coming in, and they not stealing our money. We got so much money coming in, so we can give the senior citizens a break and say, hey, you don't have to pay property taxes when you this and that. Or we can lower the taxes on taxpaying citizens, because ain't nobody stealing money. You are being a good steward over people's money. So, and it's going back to help them. And everybody is thriving. But when you have a particular one side, let's just think about it. If you got the whole Chicago and you cut it and divide it in the middle, if this side is thriving, but this side is not, what will happen is this side is going to come over to that side and start messing up that side, because where they going? They're gonna go, this is terrible. So then now they're gonna go start taking your stuff over here. Go messing up your stuff over here. So that's the problem. When you have everybody is thriving, then that's what it is. But because we don't have that here, now all the crime you seeing, yeah, it was just in our community, but now they spilling over on the north side. They spilling over in Elgin.
Start going to the north suburbs, to the west suburbs. If we do not get a hold, if we do not get a hold of this, and then it's going to be an issue where it's going to be someone that's going to go to a Glencoe, going to go to Wilmette, and run up on the wrong house.
Yeah.
And get shot.
Yeah.
And they're going to try to use that as a racial thing.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's what we're trying to avoid, because at the end of the day, everything ain't racial. Why is your ass in Glencoe?
In Glencoe, riding around slow in a stolen car.
In a stolen car.
You see what I'm saying? Because they don't stop here. They like Zoe said, it's like a cancer, y'all. It spreads. The crime that's like at first he was over here, but they were stealing cars, and carjacking cars. Then it went over to the north side. Then it went over to the all the sides, west sides, all the sides now. Then it went to the suburbs. See, It don't stop there, because now once they did all they can do here, now let's go find some new victims who not expecting us. And then let's go find.
We don't want, and the crazy thing is, there's so much opportunity out here, but we're not making sure these kids have the opportunity, because these people are taking their opportunities by funding their lifestyles and doing what they want to do. Like, ain't no way in the world anybody in that city council in the city of Chicago, anybody that's a U.S. Senate, anybody that's a congressperson, they ain't no way a state senate, y'all, especially as a Negro, should be celebrating anything.
Right.
Y'all have done absolutely nothing. And y'all blame it on white supremacy.
When it's all black people, it's when it's 250 black people in office.
Yeah. We got a black mayor sense. With the blackest administration. His wife don't even show up to shit no more.
Yeah. Y'all ain't finna be fooling me and going off on me. Right. Right. Because I sure ain't been seeing her. Yeah, but you got your wife. You spent all that money on her office. You spent all that money on our dollars, our taxpayer dollars, and we don't even see her. My phone is on 2%, and I don't know.
About to go. All right.
No, I don't know why it's not charging now. It's like I've been using different chargers And so it's gonna cut off in a minute because it's steadily not charging. I don't understand that. So we can still talk to mine because it cut off.
Well, I mean,
But
we gotta,
okay, we're gonna talk about so we gotta talk about we have to talk about with the numbers thing, and we gotta do a whole thing on that New Americans plan. So we
We're
gotta do a
gonna
whole
put them all together. So we're gonna get these slides and stuff like that and get
okay.
that together. Thank y'all for tuning in. You got any last words before you? I'll go after you. Okay, Mr. Calvin. He said we'll be in touch with us. So our website, I think it's chicagoflips.red. We're working on getting a website back. We're dealing with that, some legal issues with that situation. As far as that, because someone should have took it down and should not took it down, but we know people are saying that we've been hacked as well, so that's a issue as well for that. So we're dealing with that. Again, people are going to do these type of things because I think she frozen, Danny. But I just want everything to be normal. And there's a lot of haters. There's a lot of people that don't want to see us be successful, but we're going to be successful regardless because we have the silent majority behind us. And I hear people say all the time, it's you got to have a lot of money. You got to have a lot of money, and I just feel like what we need is just everybody to be on one accord. And one accord that I ask for is to make sure you're registered to vote and make sure that you're registered as an independent or Democrat or Republican. But I prefer Republican. I feel like we need to send a clear message for that. There is a lawsuit that goes before SCOTUS October 8th about the voter rolls in the state of Illinois. A shout out to Miss Sweeney. She actually has it there, so that's a big deal. That's the first step of getting these voter registrations together. We need as many volunteers as possible, which we will start working on that as well. And just all hands on deck. I think that's the best way to do it. Be hopeful. I don't let anybody discourage me or try to tell me that this can't work. Some people I would block because I don't want to hear that negative talk. If you talk negative and you talk about that, then yeah, I manifested everything that we have so far, even including President Trump getting in office. And I'm going to remain that way because as long as I'm doing it the righteous way, I love my people. I love America. I love children. I love elders. And I feel like, and I'm just not a selfish person. I feel like the issue that we deal with is selfish culture, and you can't be selfish as a public servant. And maybe that's, what God had for me was to be a servant. And I don't mind being a servant to people who are worthy, and our people are worthy. However, some aren't, and sometimes you have to teach them a lesson, and that's what we're doing. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for the support and the encouraging words. I'm still a student when it comes to certain things. However, I have my heroes. That I appreciate, and I just think that politically, nothing right now is politically correct. Our history is being being rewritten in a terrible way, and I feel like anyone that loves this country and knows what this country was built on, and who built this country, and all those things, that we should be able to prevail, and we will prevail. We will stay the course. We will have Bible arguments and history arguments after we drain the swamp. And also, one last thing, research Donald Trump. Research him from day one, from the first day he was born. Research his family. Research his books that he made. Research who he was. Just research him. Look at his cases. Look at the dumb, chumped up charges that they put on him. Look at his tax. What he does when it goes to taxes. People get mad about some. His tax breaks are hurting the poor. They're not. You know what I'm saying? Anything that they say is just wrong. But I just ask you to do your own research. He is not a politician. What he saw the same thing that I saw, and probably a lot of other people saw. We were in trouble. However, that was a lot of people love that man, including the very same people that are attacking him. So I just offer people. I just think people should need to do their research, because I'm trying to tell you, you come from President Trump because it's bigger than Trump. It's bigger than Trump. You understand? This don't have nothing to do with Trump. This shit was fucked up way before Trump even got in office. So I really ask people to do their own their own homework. If you think he's a white supremacist, at this point, you just think every white person is a white supremacist. And if you believe that, then at the end of the day, nothing that he does, you guys will care, because you will always find something wrong with that man. And he is okay with that, because he knows that he's doing what he thinks needs to be done. And I think that he's doing a really good job. The only complaint that I have with Donald Trump at this point is that either you got to find a better attorney general, or y'all about to kill it with coming to arrest all these people. That's the only thing. And that's what I say, because the way that y'all talk about this man, because y'all personally hate him, especially black people, when it comes to because white people, if they hate him because he knew the game and he saw the game. A lot of black elites hate him because they also know that he got so much shit on the Democratic Party. Democratic Party is a sick party. It's a circus. You know what I'm saying? They done some weird shit over there, and that's why they're trying to hold on to a dead party. They can't even, like I said, they fumbled my family like crazy. You know what I'm saying? And there's nobody in their right mind would continue to let them do this. So that's my best way to put it. But pray, keep God first, move righteously, love yourself, love your family, don't take no BS, do your research, and don't be afraid to speak up, and use your First Amendment right, and use your Second Amendment right if it get crazy. And that's that piece, y'all. Talk to y'all later.